I'm Olaf Knesvik, engineer with WorkSafeBC. Tires can explode with devastating force, causing injury or death. I'm going to describe 3 serious tire accidents. In the first accident, a worker was killed while removing a tire from a log stacker. This stacker's tires are mounted on rims made up of several pieces, including an inner and outer rim. 16 bolts hold together the inner and outer rim. 48 larger bolts attach the entire rim to the stacker's hub. To get the wheel off the stacker, the worker removed most of the large bolts while the tire was still inflated to about 90 psi. The remaining bolts had weakened over time and could not handle the pressure. They sheared off or stripped. The outer rim and tire blasted towards the worker, who was facing the tire. The worker was crushed between the tire and the truck. The tremendous force of the impact can be seen in the damage where the tire and worker hit the truck. In a second accident, a worker had just repaired a crack in the rim by welding the rim with the tires still mounted but deflated. After completing the weld, the worker reinflated the tire. The heat from the welding caused some tire decomposition, which produced flammable gases. When the worker inflated the tire, the additional air led to a fire inside the tire, causing it to explode. The huge force of the explosion separated the tread into 4 flaps, folding them over. One flap struck the worker, causing fatal injuries. In a third accident, a worker was inflating a new tractor tire that he had just mounted on a rim. The tire and rim were laid flat on the ground, and the worker was positioned over the tire. The bead of the tire would not seat. To force the bead to seat, the worker kept adding air. It was too much. The bead burst over the rim flange, catapulting the worker and tire into the air. The worker fell back down, hit the concrete driveway, and sustained serious injuries. The tire continued upwards and struck the underside of the shop canopy. Death or injury could have been prevented in all 3 accidents by the following safe work practices. With a multi-piece rim, always fully deflate the tire before loosening the wheel nuts or bolts. When inflating multi-piece rim and tire assemblies, always use a suitable restraining device such as a safety cage, a safety T-bar, or safety chains. This is also a safe work practice for single-piece rim and tire assemblies. Keep out of the trajectory when handling or inflating tires. Inflate tires to the recommended pressure using a clamp-on air chuck and an inline valve and gauge. The hose should be long enough to allow the worker to keep out of the trajectory. Safe tire servicing requires proper equipment, training, and procedures. Refer to the tire manufacturer's instructions for more safe work procedures, and remember to always work safely.